Welcome to Wholesaling 101. My name is Patrick Lee and I'll be your mentor. This is day one training on how to meet the requirements to join PLB Investments LLC through our JV partnership option. In this training, you will be discovering the five included ways to doing wholesaling and gain the necessary knowledge to complete a wholesale deal from start to finish. The industry is oversaturated with inexperienced real estate wholesalers who believe that you can get started in this business with $0. I'm here to tell you that at some point during your wholesaling journey, you will eventually be required to invest in yourself. So that there's no confusion about format or guidance, my training will help set you apart from other individuals who are choosing to go about real estate investing alone. Disclaimer: all the trainings provided on this channel are for educational purposes only, and any legal or state specific advice given, you should consult with a qualified real estate lawyer for further guidance. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this content so that the power of training can reach those that need it. Happy investing. Let's get started. The five important aspects of wholesaling that is essential to your wholesaling career is as followed: learning how to find motivated sellers, analyze and evaluate deals, negotiate and get under contract, find cash buyers, close the deal, assignment. These essential steps will be your core foundation on how you approach every deal that you create, chase, and close in order to get paid. Without these steps, you'll find yourself overwhelmed, confused, and lost to the point that you could either lose interest from the seller due to the lack of due diligence, create a bad reputation with a cash buyer because the concept of communication and confidence is lacking, and most important, losing the deal because you did not fully understand the entire title and escrow process that it caused unexpected expenses for both parties. Feel free to pause this video and take a screenshot or find a way to write this down and stick it somewhere where you could look back on these five essentials for every deal that you find. I will be breaking down the core concept of each step listed and offer examples for you to develop a mental picture on how these things are put together in real time. Feel free to use this entire video as your student notes and come back and watch the video as many times as you need to until you fully understand these core foundations that help you become a better and more experienced wholesaler. Some of the other important concepts to learn and practice before you start making deals is making a tattoo mental note of the four pillars of real estate, or key questions to ask a seller after you get them on the phone or follow up with them after they reply to your marketing or promotional ads. The four pillars of real estate are: why are they interested in selling? What type of repair work needs to be done? When does the seller want to sell? And what is the seller's asking price? Getting the answers to these type of questions will help you during other steps of the deal making process and eventually offer you better insight in making a suitable offer to help the seller get what they want. It not only helps create rapport with the seller that you're an experienced investor, but most importantly, it allows you to quickly come to an ideal of what you can offer on the property so that you and your cash buyer can make a respectable profit. Our first step is lead generation. Lead generation is the first stepping stone in the deal making process because it helps you collect offers. By collecting offers, you are now in the first stage of the deal making process and ready to move forward in property evaluation and review. There are five main components to getting leads, and each one has a different approach when looking at on market. You're normally dealing with DTA, which means direct to agent or real estate agents, as they provide you with multiple listing service properties listed through them by the seller. These type of deals offer retail prices and market value opportunities, where you might also need to cover all closing costs, commissions, or fees depending on the structure of the deal. The second lead generation is off market. These are usually generated by you through research and understanding different markets, websites, or forums that you might join looking for DTS or direct to seller. These type of opportunities offer having experience in communication, negotiation, and social skills that will help you better understand your seller's needs and wants. It's important that when dealing with this option that you prepare yourself for rejection and always note that not every opportunity will turn into a deal. But the more persistent and confident you are in finding a deal, the opportunity will present itself. The next lead generation is seller's form on a created business website that could be added to any connected CRM system for easy follow up. This form of lead generation means that you will find some type of experience or training with marketing promotions that involves using key strategies to attract sellers who are interested in selling their home. Depending on the type of advertisement that you use in your marketing and promotions, you attract a certain type of seller. Some examples are tired landlords, foreclosures, or selling their property at a discounted price below market value. The next lead generation type is JV agreements or joint venture partnerships. These offer a chance to work with a more experienced professional who can offer insight and lead generation strategies that have helped them over the past acquire deals for profit. With this type of option, you could work alongside someone and learn from them or get a better understanding of how to JV with other wholesalers until you are comfortable enough to do it all by yourself. JV agreements can be helpful as you decide what role you play in the agreement. You can find the seller and your partner finds the buyer, or you bring the seller and the buyer to the table and your partner provides the funding. It all depends the needs and wants of both parties and their settled agreement of their partnership. Be sure to always create a contract to avoid any confusions or disagreements when settling on payment agreements or payout arrangements. Typically, any JV agreement or partnership is normally 50-50 split. The last one is social media platforms. This is not to be confused with option number three. The difference between social media lead generation and website forums is that website forums offer a no contact agreement, while social media lead generation offers a one on one interaction through posting comments or replies on social media posts, groups, or forums. This could mean seeing a post on Facebook and offering your advice or expertise to start a conversation. This could be mean networking with various groups or forums on TikTok or Instagram. It could also mean sending direct messages to connect with a potential seller interested in buying their next house but need help selling their first home in order to make that investment. When using this type of lead generation, it is important to keep in mind that you must follow social media spam considerations when looking for new sellers to work with. This could either flag your account for breaking the rules and standards, it might jeopardize your means of marketing and promotions to new sellers. Please be careful when chat with anyone you want to connect with and always remain respectful. Let's get started with step two, analyze and evaluate deals. Some important formulas and formats to understand when doing step two is being able to evaluate a property from starting with the seller's asking price all the way down to your max allowable offer. In this example and structure, you remember earlier in the video, we discussed the four pillars of real estate. Using the answers from the four pillars of real estate, we could develop an offer to the seller that is acceptable and reasonable. Let's say the seller's asking price is $150,000. When conducting your research of the area around the subject property, you found that you could put about $15,000 of rehab into the property, and the ARV or after repair value would go for $210,000. Using the standard 70% rule as a starting point, we calculate this percentage as a dollar amount by taking $210,000 times 70% or 0.70, and it equals $143,000 or minus $63,000 from $210,000. From looking at the properties in the area and what they're selling for, you can see that other investors put about $15,000 worth of rehab. The rehab price can vary by property and rehab considered. And the way to determine the exact rehab cost for any property is to see what it sold for and divide it by its own square footage. This helps you see the average or exact price they charge per square foot to get the property to $210,000. You could then take that same price per square foot and times that towards our subject property, and it'll offer you your total rehab cost to bring the property up to the area's estimated market value. These type of calculations and further training will be provided after you complete your 3-day training, as this video is simply to teach a basic format. Then you can factor in your estimated part of $10,000 from all the deductions included. It's wise to offer to the seller a maximum allowed offer of $122,000. Keep in mind, PLB Investments LLC will show more advanced calculations that include closing costs, title search, and commission rates. We offer a minimum, medium, and then maximum allowed offer if that's what the deal calls for. You never want to offer your maximum allowed offer first. You want to always be 15 to 20% below that as a starting point to negotiate and consider unexpected expenses. Step number three, negotiate and get under contract. Now that we have done our research and better understood what methods are used to calculate our offer, it's time to make our offer to the seller. At this point in the process, you have already done your lead generation strategy to get a hold of a seller. You get a response with the necessary information collected and have responded with a professional reply and allowed yourself the needed time to evaluate the deal property. Upon returning to the seller, it's time to move forward and make your offer. If your offer is accepted, you will then need to send the necessary documentation called the purchase and sale agreement or land contract. This simply means that you're offering a price to the seller for their property and they have accepted your offer in full agreement. If they don't accept your offer, you can respond to their offer with a counter offer or decide that the deal's not worth your time and investment. It's okay to move on and look for other deals. When you join PLB Investments LLC as a wholesaler or JV partner, we'll teach you different methods to use when talking with a seller that offers negotiating tactics. One strategy to use is to offer to pay all closing costs. Keep in mind, this type of strategy must be in full consideration of your cash buyer's expectations and desired profit margin. Step number 4, find cash buyers. Normally, you would need to either have compiled a buyer's list for marketing and promotion or have a buyer's list develop in a short time by asking other investors their buyer's box. Working with PLB Investments LLC, we have ready to go systems where we can pull multiple buyers in one short period of time or network to 20,000 buyers for a small fee. This increases our chance of mass marketing our deal within minutes. When we combine our SMS marketing, deep skip tracing, and ringless voicemail, we offer marketing tactics that takes finding buyers to an easier approach. We're able to skip social media handles as well. These are verified and private circle buyers that we have connected with over 3 years in development. With these type of connections, we have been able to establish validated buyer circle who are always interested in what we have to offer. Depending on the investor type and exit strategy, typical response time is a few hours to 24 hours. One thing to keep in mind is that not every buyer is going to be the same buyer that you met when you was building your buyers list in the past. A good rule to keep in mind is always stay connected with your buyer, not only as a professional, but building lasting connections just in case their buyer's interest changes. With this rule, PLB Investments LLC prefers that we either get an update from our buyers list every other month or every 3 months to ensure that we're not wasting no investment time and sending them the kind of deals that they no longer have interest in. This helps us develop strong connections and staying up to date on our buyers' needs, but helps us stay informed about market changes and target practices so that we can keep in mind when offering investments to investor types who only want to have what we offer. Step number 5, closing the deal or assignment, also known as the title and escrow process. At this point, you have successfully found a property to buy using other people's money and made an offer that was accepted by the seller. You successfully found a buyer who reviewed your proposal and has accepted your assignment contract. With both contracts in hand, you can officially take the combination to an investor friendly title company who understands the delicate process of paying you an assignment fee at closing. The things to keep in mind when you get to this step is first, pat yourself on the back. Almost there. Now, keep in mind that the process of these two contracts would need to undergo a few more steps before releasing payment to the seller, transferring ownership to the buyer, and paying you an assignment at closing. The property itself will now go through review to ensure that the legal restraints of ownership are conveyed properly to the next owner and that no additional obligations, like the seller's judgments, penalties, and liens, are transferred with the property to the new owner. All states are required by law according to their state and requirements for transfer of deed, certificate, receipt, or rights to own is free and clear. As a JV partner, you will be trained on various structures of what a title and escrow process, as a closing process could be deemed different than a typical title search transfer. Depending on the investor type, the process could involve hard money lenders, private money lenders, transactional funding or double closing, and EMD or gator financing. Typical process wait time, not including weekends, could mean 1 to 5 business days before completion of the closing process. Other advanced trainings require 30, 60, 90-day waiting periods of ownership transfer and payment to all parties involved. As an inclusion for joining PLB Investments LLC, you'll be trained on our CRM system that we have dedicated and acquired with our time networking with experienced investors. Through partnership, they offered us an all in one system that offers lead stacking, a custom website for attracting motivated sellers, comp reports, property workflow that helps with team insight and updates on the next deal, a contract library with contracts that are attorney approved contracts, Flipper score that shows you which properties are ranked at a discounted price on MLS. Other benefits included are rehabbing tools. Estimate your deal in 15 minutes or less. instant deal analyzer that could run the numbers for you, ringless voicemail with ready to go leads contacting you, list dashboard with quick action buttons to do your marketing, deep skip tracing that includes social media handles, SMS blast marketing, and finally, 6 awesome additional tools and resources like Assignment Generator Pro, create, send, and secure and buy signatures without touching a piece of paper, leads dashboard that includes finding motivated sellers, cash buyers, and private lenders in every market in the country. Also, Offer Generator Pro, a fill in the blank generator so you can make offers in minutes, not hours. Custom websites that offer reputation building quality to help with connections between cash buyers and private lenders. Funding Matchmaker, a network of 100 lenders to start with on your first deal. Just fill out a form and get your deal request reviewed while they compete to fund your next deal. And last, continue training videos from our partners who offer their expertise on wholesaling, fix and flip, and more. Video lessons and written material are included. As a bonus from us, we made another partnership with Arcade Capital, who is one of our private lenders. And as a reward, they offered us a referral program that I'm sharing with those who have watched this entire training for day one. If anyone needs funding for their deals, you can connect them with Arcade Capital and either get paid a origination fee or referral fee, depending on the amount of money borrowed or requested. The link to sign up to this program is only offered when you complete your 3-day training with PLB Investments LLC. I would like to say thanks for joining day one of Wholesaling 101. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share so more people could benefit from this training. See you next time and happy investing.